Amidst all this coverage of the Israel-Palestine conflict, it's easy to forget that India was in the middle of a big diplomatic crisis with Canada. It's been 1 month since Justin Trudeau triggered that entire fight. And the India-Canada diplomatic face-off has actually just escalated. Ottawa, that's the capital of Canada, has withdrawn 41 diplomats from its consulates and embassies across India, after India set October 10th as the deadline for trimming of that staff, if you remember, citing diplomatic parity, which is that each side needs to have an equal number of diplomats in the other country. Canada claims that the diplomats and their dependents were in danger of having their immunity stripped and that their personal safety was at risk. Imagine a country that remains a safe haven for terrorists talking about the personal safety of its diplomats in India. Well, all in-person services in consulates in Chandigarh, Mumbai and Bengaluru have also been paused, affecting the consular and visa services. There, the Ministry of External Affairs has hit back at Canada over its statement about risk to its diplomats and their family members in India. India says that seeking parity in diplomatic presence has been because of continued Canadian interference in India's internal affairs. India-Canada relations have worsened in the last 1 month since Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, accused India of having links in terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar's killing earlier this year.
As of now, I can confirm that India has formally conveyed its plan to unilaterally remove diplomatic immunities for all but 21 Canadian diplomats and dependents in Delhi by tomorrow, October 20th. This means 41 Canadian diplomats and their 42 dependents were in danger of having immunity stripped on an arbitrary date, and this would put their personal safety at risk. The safety of Canadians and of our diplomats is always my top concern. Given the implications of India's actions on the safety of our diplomats, we have facilitated their safe departure from India. This means that our diplomats and their families have now left.
So can you clarify, have you shown them the evidence you're basing your claim on, and have you walked them through that case and shown them how Canada's reached this conclusion?
We've had numerous conversations with India before the Prime Minister went in front of the House and made his declaration. This was not a surprise to the government of India.
A surprise, but the evidence, did you show them the evidence?
And through these different conversations, the Indian officials were made aware of the credible allegations.
Well, Melanie Joly's very woolly answers to those questions aside, I want to bring in India Today's Geeta Mohan for more on this. Geeta, a month since Justin Trudeau triggered that entire diplomatic crisis between India and Canada, doesn't look like it's cooled down. It's only escalated. That deadline extended just a little bit, but 41 diplomats, from the Canadian consulates and High Commission out of the country. Do we have parity now, as India has been seeking?
Parity 21 in Canada and 21 here in New Delhi, in India, and the consulates shut will surely impact visa services. A lot of Indians do go to Canada, but that's not the point over here. There have been internal conversations, private conversations that Canada was involved in to ensure that they are exempt from this decision by India, but India stuck its ground. Internal matters that Canada was interfering in is the reason why they sought parity. And while the Canadian Foreign Minister said that there is a violation over here, the Indian government has put out a statement saying that they reject all such allegations against India, that India has done it under all terms and conditions of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, and the host country has a right to seek parity. Okay, parity there. Canadian interference in internal affairs, still India's stand. We'll have to see where things go next. Things are not pretty at this point between India and Canada. Geeta, thanks very much for that input.